Hi, this is David from the OpenShift team at Red Hat, and I'm here today to talk to you about the MongoDB Monitoring Service that the folks at Tengen have built. MMS is baked right into the OpenShift PaaS. If you're using MongoDB and not using the monitoring service, you're in for a real treat here today. Crank up the volume, sit back, and enjoy the ride. The first step in setting up your OpenShift MongoDB instance to report usage and monitoring data to Tengen's MMS service is to sign up for an account at mms.tengen.com. I already have an account set up, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. The first thing I see when I get logged in is that I don't have an agent deployed for the MMS test group that I defined when I created my account. The MMS service provides a downloadable package that contains the agent that I'll need to set things up with my application. Because OpenShift has support for MMS built right into the PaaS, all I need to do is add the settings.py file from the downloaded agent to my application. The settings.py file belongs in a directory called MMS that is in the .OpenShift directory. Like me, you'll probably have to create the MMS directory since it isn't created by default. Once the settings file is in place, I'm going to use git add, git commit, and git push to add the settings file to my application, commit the change, and push the changes live. With the settings file deployed, I'm now ready to add the built-in monitoring agent to my app. Using the rhc control app command, I'm first going to list the available cartridges so that I can make sure that I'm adding the correct one. The other benefit of listing the cartridges is that you can copy and paste the cartridge name when firing off the command to embed it. With the cartridge embedded and running, I now need to add a host to the MMS web application so that my agent has a place to publish metrics to. Depending on your terminal history, you may or may not have all the information in the output waiting for you. The way to get this information is to use SSH to connect to your app and echo the OpenShift NoSQL DB URL environment variable, which I'll use to copy and paste the info required to add a host. Once the host is added to the web interface, data will start to trickle in from the agent. The agent is configured to send data to MMS in 1-minute intervals. Clicking on the host reveals all the charts that are available. Of course, right now there's no data because our agent hasn't actually streamed anything yet. The application that's running on this MongoDB instance searches Twitter and adds matching tweets to a MongoDB collection. In order to simulate some real application usage, I have JMeter set up to hit the application in a loop until I stop it. This should help us produce some sample data in the charts. With JMeter running, we can jump back over to the application, refreshing it a couple times to make sure that some data is being loaded. So let's take a look at a time-shifted representation of the data being streamed over to MMS. To save you all from watching an incredibly boring video, I've turned 1 minute into 2 seconds so that you can see a lot of data coming into the MMS console. It might not be easy to see here, but MMS shows you some valuable information about the running MongoDB server. If you're familiar with the server status command on the MongoDB shell, then you've probably seen these metrics before. Of course, since most of us live in a GUI world, it's nice to visualize this data. The charts you see here show you things like operation counters, memory usage, network utilization, number of connections to the database, and more. Zooming in and mousing over one of the charts, you can see that they're interactive. You can highlight sections of a chart to shrink the timeline, while double-clicking brings the timeline back to match the settings for the page. Thanks for watching another OpenShift production. Just as a reminder, OpenShift is completely free and we're always ready and willing to help our users. Come and talk with the OpenShift community on the forums or on the OpenShift channel on the Freenode IRC network.